Well, welcome to another edition of The Lounge. Actually, I spoke to an old pen friend of mine the other day. I've been a pen friend with for 22 years. Lives in Calais. What a lovely, lovely guy he is. And that's why I'm getting into the Gallic spirit, as they say. Two people.
Paul's life, then.
I know, yeah. So we like to sort of let you into what we do here at Easy Odds. Well, not everything. Otherwise you probably wouldn't watch us. Welcome to the Lounge video cast for this week. Simon Hopper is back in the fold to give us his view, I think principally, on the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. A tremendous end to the Formula One season, but is there something sort of left to centre we can go to war with this weekend? And this guy, Mr. Reality himself, the mad dog that is, Ross Casey is with us as well. So much to talk about. He's going to be swinging down in the jungle and also telling us a wee bit about X Factor. I'll give you an exclusive tip on the racing front, a horse that I expect on Saturday morning will be priced up at 33 to 1 in a 12-runner field at Wolverhampton, which is really interesting as well. And we'll also do a bit of Football League because we're back again with the domestic football, which I love. I can't be doing this international rubbish. It's too much for me ever since I missed out on Belgium going to the European Championships last time round, having bagged 500 to 1. And they mucked it up against Austria in the final minute when Austria were down to 10 men. Terrible. I still have nightmares. Do you know, I still have nightmares about when I was in my late 20s, 3 years ago. I still had nightmares about taking exams at school.
Oh, wow.
Seriously.
We really are getting insight into Paul's life here.
I know. It's a strange, strange world, isn't it? Gentlemen, welcome to the lounge. We'll kick off with, I think we'll turn it around a wee bit this week, Rossi. What's happening on the Easy Odds website? Because a lot of new things are happening, aren't there?
Plenty of new things are happening. You've sprung this on me, Paul. Let me have a think.
Facebooking?
There's always loads of Facebooking, yeah. And there's now 3 new Facebook pages that we're running, where we have a horse racing page specific for the horse racing folk, such as Paul. We have a football page for the likes of Simon, and a reality TV page for us fools. So get following those pages, and of course the tip of the day, which is doing very well at the moment.
Yeah, tip of the day is going very well. We've done sort of over 100 tips now, and we're comfortably in profit. Considering we're offering a best bet every single day,
that's remarkable.
I think that's impressive going. Yeah.
Because the greatest thing about betting is, I mean, as a professional, you maybe wouldn't bet every day, but with the choice that you have on easyodds.com, you can almost pick and choose. You can go for something maybe a bit short, and then every 7 or 8 days, or even longer than that, go for something a little bit left to centre at a bigger price as well. Okay, let's go for it, boys. I can't wait for this. I bet you can't wait for this weekend, can you? First against third, Bristol City against Preston.
Yeah,
I mean, this is a pivotal game.
I'm actually going to it, Paul. It's actually.
Are you really?
It's actually the first match I've actually gone to this season at Ashton Gate, and last week's loss to end our 23-match unbeaten run actually came at a good time for me because I thought that I might jinx it.
But this is a real test of character, isn't it? For the
it surely is, yeah. But we have a pretty good record against Preston. They haven't beaten us at home in a long, long time. But they've got the players to do so. And we're missing our captain, Wade Elliott, after he was ridiculously sent off against Swindon.
Really? Was it that bad?
Well, the camera didn't see it and I didn't see it, so...
Yeah, Bristol City appealed, but they couldn't rescind it because the camera didn't actually pick up what happened. Classic Football League.
So I'm taking you're not going to go for that game. You're going to go somewhere else, possibly?
Yeah, I'm going to go for a Football League tip, and that's the huge South London derby with Charlton versus Millwall, which is always a bit of a
could be rough,
feisty affair.
Yeah, it could be rough.
Millwall actually have pretty good form here in this match. They've actually won the last 2 matches at the Valley, and the bookies have made them favourites here, but I honestly can't see why. Charlton have not lost any of their matches at the Valley this season, whereas Millwall are on a run of just 2 wins in 16 matches.
It's because of the manager, isn't it?
The manager?
Yeah.
Ian Holloway?
Yeah.
Just because you have Ian Holloway as manager doesn't mean that you should be favourite for every single match, right?
That's right.
So I think 7 to 4 is actually a really good price on a Charlton side, and I'm sorry, Charlton fans, but I tipped you to get relegated this season, and you've shown me up because you've really started very well. I didn't rate the centre half partnership of Andre BK and Tal Ben Haim, but it proves that old people can still play football.
That's right, and Bob Peters, a former Millwall player, of course, as well.
Oh wow,
so,
good knowledge.
Extra
knowledge. Yeah, so that's my tip in the Football League, and that's Charlton to win at home against Millwall.
Good stuff. Si, what have you got? Anything?
I've got a huge price one, Paul.
Oh, nice.
It's my best bet of the weekend, actually. It's in League One. It's 21st against 23rd, and the team in 23rd are 11-2. I don't think in a 3-runner race, a team two places below the other team should be 11-2 in the Football League. The match in question is Leyton Orient against Crewe, and Leyton Orient were expected to go well this season, but they've just been absolutely dreadful. They've got a new boss in now.
They've been slayed, haven't they?
They have. Mauro Menezes come in, very good. Mauro Menezes come in, but I don't like foreign managers in the Football League anyway.
No, I know you don't. Yeah.
But he's only taken 1 point from 3 games. They're just going absolutely nowhere. Crewe have actually been showing signs of life recently. Just 1 defeat in 6. They've got some good wins in there as well. They beat Peterborough recently, who are obviously a good side.
Because when I saw them, it was the biggest load of trash I've ever seen.
But this is the thing about the Football League, Paul. With respect to all the teams in there, the standard isn't that good, and anyone could beat anyone on their day, as the cliche goes. And I've just seen Crewe to beat Leyton Orient at 11-2 is a far too big a price on a match against 2 struggling sides. So Crewe to win at Leyton Orient 11-2.
And by the way, talking about value bets, and Sly says this is his best bet of the weekend. Do have a listen to the Premier League video cast where Simon's best bet also is value beyond value. And if you're a regular watcher of it and your friends haven't seen it before, tell them to go on this week because it is a huge best bet of the week. There's no Tom Powell this week. He's gone, I don't know where he's gone. He's gone to some European country to eat chocolate or something. But there you go. It's one of those things that makes the quality a wee bit better. Okay, so we've still got a bit of X Factor to go. We're going to go down the jungle. I'll give you my racing tips. We'll give you this one because I really, for some reason, on tip of the day, I've gone out on a sort of a wing as far as Thursday's tip was concerned, and I'm going to do it on Saturday as well for this lounge podcast. And I love betting at Wolverhampton in the evening, where they have a Saturday night meeting. Also race, of course, on Friday night and Monday night. And the opening race is at 5:45. It's like a 0-75 handicap, so it's fairly low. Top rated horse rated 75, and one of those is a horse called Rodrigo de Torres, who won, I think it was the Hamilton Stewards Cup a couple of years ago, off a mark of 96. He hasn't won since. He's down £21 in the weights. Now, it could be this horse is totally gone and he's lost it, but the fact that he's staying in training is one thing. The other thing is Graham Lee has been booked, one of the best horsemen in Great Britain at the moment. And thirdly, it's the first time I'd be experiencing the Tapeta surface. And I think if there's money for him in the morning, and I'm sure it's going to be 25 or 33 to 1 in the morning, it might be worth an each way bet. So Rodrigo de Torres in the 5:45 at Wolverhampton. Okay, let's do a bit of Jungle Mania.
Okay.
Sad news yesterday, of course, about Craig Charles having to leave.
Sad news,
About his brother's sudden death, and our commiserations are with him. But that aside, plenty to admire down under. And I'm not just talking about a certain young lady in the shower either, or an ex-footballer who seems to have lost his marbles completely. But it's been quite an entertaining one. But
it always is.
But from a betting perspective, I think we tend to lose sight. If only the people who are watching it, who were devout sort of watchers, viewers of this, they knew all the markets that are available, I think it would make their viewing even more exciting, wouldn't it?
Yep, there's plenty of markets available. Always the big ones are the next elimination markets. Okay. They're always huge deals. And the first to leave, apart from Gemma, who had an absolutely torrid time down under, and sadly Craig, the favourite is actually Kendra, who of course is one of Hugh Hefner's 3 wives.
Is she actually married to him?
I think she was one of the ones that wasn't married to him, but she lived in the mansion for 3 or 4 years and claims that he's her best friend. I'm not sure how much to read into that, but she's a favourite at 9-4. Yet again, it's another person from America on a British reality TV show struggling. She's favourite to leave, but in terms of winning the competition, after the very first episode, Melanie Sykes was actually favourite. She showed a huge amount of courage and humour. Her northern lass humour played out really well. Plus, she was getting stuck in with the tasks. And Jimmy was second favourite.
Yeah.
But after Jimmy's performance in the Bush Tucker trial the following night, he romped into the lead, and he's now at 15-8. To win the show,
He's just likeable, isn't he?
He was so funny.
If you don't even know footballers,
exactly,
he's likeable.
Yeah.
I suppose for betting wise, you don't want him to go too over the top, do you? If you fancy his chances.
But I think that he is just himself. I don't think he is playing up to the cameras. I think that is just what Jimmy is. He's just a likeable, affable man. He's funny. He's entertaining, and he's on screen a lot, which helps. For this, but in terms of the big move, actually, it's your young bit of totty, Nadia, who's actually gone from 40s to 12.
Wow.
Which is largely to do with the Irish audience. They've really taken to her.
Okay.
I'm sure that they've taken to the scenes of her in the showers, as you say. But yeah, she's the big mover, so perhaps she could be the one to get on now at 12 to 1. But if you're on her at 40 to 1, best of luck to you. She might well win this thing.
I'd love to get on with that.
You, without raising the brow slightly, would you be concerned that Jimmy doesn't have the base core support that perhaps a reality TV star or a normal winner would have? Like, he's not the most well-known footballer.
That's a good shout, yeah.
But I think that a lot of these things are watched by families, and the people that vote are normally the mums and the daughters. And if they watch it with their son or their dad, or husband, they'll ask, "Oh, what was Jimmy like?" And pretty much across the board with football fans, he's a likeable guy, isn't he? And he's not a John Terry type character. So I think like once they learn about Jimmy, and I'm sure that like I, for example, showed Hannah the clips of him being a full-on soccer AM and stuff, and now she likes him even more. So I imagine people who will vote, which is most likely females. I think that they'll grow to really like him. Yeah. But Mel, of course, is an ITV darling, so I think she is the big competitor for him because she's got a big base audience with ITV.
Yeah, and rather like Jimmy, she's real. She's not putting any.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, she's great. Okay, fantastic stuff. So are you going to be watching this every night?
Absolutely. And also Jake Quickenden, the X Factor reject, has now joined, so he could have back-to-back losses in a reality TV. So when it comes around to Britain's Got Talent, I'm sure they will enter that and then lose that as well. I
think this is a good strategy, right? Just be terrible on the X Factor, right? Get booted off, and then take whatever offers come your way for the latest reality TV shows. Yeah. Grab a few quick bucks and then go back into obscurity again. I like it.
You can't blame him for doing that, can you? When there's money on offer and people are willing to pay. We'll talk about X Factor very shortly. Let's go to Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Why not?
Can we?
I don't know. We're going to ask the boss. If James can. No, you can't. Okay. And everybody's talking about, of course, the race for the championship. But when we assess different betting books here on easyodds.com, you have to sort of look sideways and see if there's any other value elsewhere. And I know you've probably done it for this final Grand Prix of the season.
Yeah, that's right, Paul. It's not only about the championship. The prize money for the constructors varies so much by position. There's still a lot of money up for grabs for the various teams. Let's just go through the main title scenario first. Okay. Lewis Hamilton, he's 2-9 for the title. He's 10-11 for the race win. He'll be champion if he finishes in the top 2. End of, which he's done pretty much the whole time since Europe. Nico Rosberg, 7-2 for the title, 6-4 for the race win. He'll be champion if he wins and Hamilton doesn't finish second, which is unlikely, as the betting would suggest. I personally think Hamilton will win the race. I don't think 10-11 is a terrible price. Oh, really? He's been far better than Rosberg. Apart from last time out when Rosberg did a good defensive drive to win in Brazil, Hamilton's been on top. I think Hamilton will win in style. But there's not much value there at 10-11. No. Looking further down the market, as you said, Paul, there's plenty of value to be had because I think motivation is a big factor here. If you look at the drivers 3rd to 7th in the standings at the moment, only 2 of them are guaranteed to be at the same team next season or even in the sport next season. You've got the likes of Vettel, who's joining Ferrari, Alonso, who's probably not going to be at Ferrari, Jenson Button's not with the drive this season, next season. These guys aren't going to be particularly interested in performing to their top level. They've got other things to think about now. Daniel Ricciardo and Valtteri Bottas are 2 interesting ones for me, both still highly motivated. Also, Vettel, Alonso and Button, all former world champions. They don't care if they finish 4th, 5th or 6th. It doesn't matter to them. Bottas is the one that interests me. This week he's been talking openly about wanting to finish 4th in the Drivers' Championship. Yeah. In his rookie season, it'll be a fantastic effort. Also, Williams want to cement 3rd ahead of Ferrari in the Constructors' standings. For Williams, that would be absolutely amazing to finish 3rd, considering how rubbish they've been the last few years. He's podiumed 5 of the last 11 races, Bottas. I think he's probably been the best driver outside the 2 Mercedes. I can easily see him following the Silver Arrows home. So
interesting.
My best bet would be Bottas to win the race without Hamilton and Rosberg, which is the best price of 9-4, which basically probably means if he finishes 3rd, he will take this bet. It's better value than a podium finish. So Bottas to win the race without the Mercedes pair at 9-4 is my best bet.
I watched a preview. I think it was on Sky Formula 1 last night. What a lovely guy Ricciardo is, always smiling, always
Ricciardo's great,
jovial. Yeah. There's none of this the big I am. Well, Hamilton is the most miserable git on God's earth at the moment.
Although he is from Stevenage, so I have to support him. Yeah, no, Ricardo's a lovely guy. He comes across so well, and he'll be a staff. He's a future world champion for sure.
If he was in the jungle, he'd be a certainty because everybody would love him. What a lovely chap. Okay, let's end the lounge by doing a bit of X Factor. It's getting to the nitty gritty. Paul's crying ways a couple of weeks ago. Ben is on the march.
He sure is, yeah.
The market, isn't he? But is it time to say goodbye finally to Stevie?
It looks like it is in terms of the betting. The betting companies seem to have this nailed on every week. The favourite seems to leave every week, and he's a odds-on favourite at 8 to 11 now.
Was it the same stage that those pathetic Irish twins left? It was very similar time.
I think it might have been similar, yeah.
Yeah, real bad singers.
I think X Factor bosses probably chose Stevie to stay this last weekend against Jay because the side show of Stevie is what people were talking about, and good or bad, if people are talking about it, it's a good thing for X Factor because they just want to stay relevant. And Stevie Ritchie is the story this year. He's worse than a Butlins entertainer, but he's on the X Factor live shows. So
actually, I thought he was quite good last week compared to all his other stuff. No, compared to his other stuff, I mean.
Well,
maybe he wasn't.
I don't know. I think that he went down the right route. In terms of entertainment, you might as well sing Mambo No. 5 compared to a song that's actually good.
What's wrong with Mambo No. 5? It's absolutely classic.
Maybe you should sing Beethoven's Fifth.
Maybe, yeah.
So he's got no words.
You can sing that, yeah.
But 8 to 11, the closest competition is the groups, both Only the Young at 4 to 1 and Stereo Kicks at 11 to 2. Louis' groups, who, as we found out last weekend, he still doesn't actually know the names of the people in the groups, which is quite impressive.
That was hilarious.
7 weeks into the show.
He's got Alzheimer's.
But in terms of the interesting bit, which is of course who will win X Factor and who will probably get the Christmas number 1, Andrea Faustini is actually starting to drift a little bit. Not a huge amount, but a little bit. He's now best price 5 to 4. But your man Ben closing in at 3 to 1.
He's more likeable, Ben. We saw in weeks 3 and 4 Andrea a little bit, moody,
a little bit diva.
Hugely divish. Whereas Ben is just a bit down to earth guy, and because he loves his mum so much, that's a great play for him.
That is a really good play for him. As you say, Andrea doesn't really take the criticism too well if he gets it from the judges, whereas Ben seems to take it on the chin.
And I'm on at 6 to 1 on Ben. Definitely.
Oh, really nice. I tipped Andrea, Ben, and also Stereo Kicks. Stereo Kicks at the time were 5 to 1, but they dropped. But they're still in there at a 33s. But the big story, I think, is actually Fleur, who is the one act on the show who can do all three. She can dance, she can sing, and she can rap, which is something that is really, really good.
Do you think she's still a bit of value, mate?
I think she's good value. I think she's the late runner of the competition.
We've had a lot of support this week for Fleur on easyodds.com. A lot of customers have been backing Fleur, yeah.
Has that?
Yeah, she's been one of the most popular bets this week.
Okay. Oh, she's got great hair. It's tremendous.
I would have to say that she is probably the cool choice. She's probably the most credible artist there.
But what about followings? And we talk about Twitter and having a base, whether it be wherever geographically they come from, or because they come they come from the right generation with the right look and the right sound. I mean, overall, based on that, who do you think is going to win?
Based on that, I'm not actually sure because Andrea, Ben, and Fleur aren't really Twitter people, really. Andrea's base obviously is Italy, which doesn't help him because it's hard for people from Italy to vote in this competition.
Everybody at Pizza Land are going to be backing him.
But in terms of that, actually, the one act that seems to have a huge Twitter following is actually only the young. Wow. So that's probably their best bet of getting further in the competition. But I do think it will be either Andrea, Ben, or Fleur, and that's the reason that they're kind of in their upper echelon of the market. I actually would love to see Fleur win it. I really would, apart from the fact that I didn't actually tip her at the start. So, but selfishly, I think Andrea will probably win it.
Okay, brilliant stuff. Gentlemen, what are you doing this weekend, Simon?
Well, I'm attending Arsenal against Man United. I was very fortunate to get a couple of tickets for that. So,
royalty of spectator watching Simon. What are you doing, Rossi?
Similar standard of football. I'm going to watch Bristol City Preston.
Yeah, it's quite similar actually. Yes, it's higher up the league, isn't it?
Yeah, and then Sunday I'm going to be going to a Dalston pub to watch the Survivor Series, which is going to be brilliant.
Yeah, what? Follow him on Twitter. He posts all these peculiar photographs.
Is it like a themed pub where everyone turns up in wrestling gear?
It isn't actually, but the best thing about the party is that they're going to have, I think, 16 N64s with the old school game No Mercy,
Can I come?
which is going to be absolutely brilliant.
So we won't see you on Monday.
I'll be in on Monday, just a bit sleepy-eyed.
Great stuff, boys. Have a good weekend. Whatever you're doing, have a safe and a sound weekend and a profitable punting one. And don't forget to have a look at the Premier League video cast as well. Bye for now.